Alright everyone, so in this video here, I got a Latercase. Yes, the case from Lou of Unbox Therapy came out with a line of cases. And let's just say there's been talk about this and another company. But let's put that aside. Let's take a dive and see what this case is all about. And I obviously got this for my Pixel 4 XL. So this is the box that comes in it. There was a shipping label on here, but I ripped it off. But yeah, it just comes in a black box like this with tape that's wrapped around it. I understand. Before I go into this, I understand this is like brand new, essentially a startup. So I understand there are things that they will have to cut corners. But I don't know, it just seems a little weird like this. But anyway, let's go ahead and unbox this. So let's go through here. And gotta open it from there, and then this should come out like so. Open this up, and looks like we have a cleaning cloth, and that's it for the box. And we have another box here. And we got this little pull tab here. Let's go ahead and open this up. And there we go. A very simple design box. A little bit of a magnet right there. So let's take this out like that. And not much to it, honestly. I will say this though. One thing I do agree with him is that here's the thing. I use the official case for the Pixel 4 XL, and this is one of the few cases where I'm actually okay with having the logo on here, because the actual phone itself would have the logo here anyway. But if it's a third-party case, I don't really want a third-party logo on the case itself. So let's go ahead and take this out. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at this cloth real quick. But yeah, like I said earlier, it does have the actual Google logo on it. And let's snap this into place. And there we go. Also, you know what? I'm gonna give him some credit here. This is a really thin case. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a lot thinner than I was expecting. And I'll be honest with you, like this, I do consider a pretty thin case anyway. But if we compare the two, let's see. Yeah. So if we compare the two here, you know, let's just say you are a Pixel 4 owner and you're looking at these Latercases and thinking it's like, is it really worth getting this, or should I get like the official one? Now, I'm not going to lie. Between the two, I still prefer this one because I do like this cloth material that they use for this case here. And it does provide a little more protection, especially with the buttons themselves. This one, it just completely just cuts that part out. But if for some reason I just want to change it up some, I wouldn't actually mind using this case. First impression is actually not too bad. Actually, you know what? Let me see. This is almost like not having a case on here. I do like how this feels. But yeah, looking up front here, it just doesn't seem like there's a case on it at all. Now, this case, I would not depend on this case, you know, if you're going to drop it or anything like that. So keep that in mind. But this is probably going to be the closest things to say like you want to put like a skin on it, but you don't want to use the actual stickers. You just want a more like a case where you can pop in and out. You know what, just out of curiosity, what happens if I put this in here? Will this fit? Or is this going to be a little too tight? Ugh, it's going to be a little too tight. Okay, so this particular case seems like the best way to put it is from the side here, and then you just snap it on like that. And when you want to take it off, you can pull this corner, take this corner here, pull it, comes out. All right. And then if we put this case on, there we go. And that's how this case looks. Now, in retail prices, I want to say these are going to be about the same price. I'm not going to lie. This one I actually got on sale when he did that one video and basically says like he's going to knock $10 off of the order. So I decided to just go ahead and do that just to try one out. I actually do like how this material feels. You know, there is a slight texture to it. And also, it does have a slight grip to it. So one complaint I do have with the Pixel 4 XL, and it's mainly because I got the black one. And that has to do with the fact that this is a glossy finish. So this is going to be really, really shiny. So when I go ahead and put this on, it does have a slight grip to it, but not really enough that it's going to be rough enough that it's going to like catch lint or anything. Now, for the edges here, I'm not entirely sure, but from what I can tell, so far with this particular case I received, I don't notice any defects or anything like that with this. And it actually does feel pretty nice. Now for $45, I'm not sure. So that's the problem though. Now another thing is I don't know how scratch resistant this is going to be or anything like that. But one thing I will say is it does make the this is probably one of the thinnest cases I ever used. And if you are looking for a case, I would say more as like a scratch protection for like the rest of the, for most of the phone, because like I said before, you do have a cutout here, cutout on the bottom, cutout on the top, but this whole side is protected. I would not say use this case as like an everyday case for, say, like if you want like drop protection and stuff like that. Like I would think this one, the official Google 4 case, is going to be more protective than this. And this is slightly thicker too. This one is so thin that there's no real impact protection with this case either. So I'm going to say this case is going to be more, I would use this case more for like special occasions and things like that. But I would not say I would use this like as an everyday case. I do like how it feels. I do like it how it's actually very, very thin. Probably, if I was going to give one complaint about this though, is that the way this thing is like kind of like slopes up to kind of like hold in place. If for some reason you like tap the edge of it, it doesn't actually stay in place. It's going to be kind of hard to explain how it is, but say like, you know, I hit it there, for example. Well, let's see if the camera can pick it up. I mean, it does kind of go back in place. Like this side is fine. If you notice here, if I try to push, I mean, it's not exactly the end of the world, but it is something to keep in mind. So say like if I go back to the official case, for example, you're not really going to get that with this case though. One complaint I do have with this case, you know, just to be fair, is that the way this cutout is, it makes this bottom part not as rigid as say like the top here, because they just do a complete cutout like this. And in a way, I kind of understand why they designed the case like this, because they have a design where this will fit perfectly centered when you're using the Pixel stand. So the little base part, the little strip on the bottom of the Pixel stand, it's actually wide enough where this cutout will fit around that ridge perfectly. So I have not tried this yet on the Pixel stand, but being that this is such a thin case anyway, that is probably not even going to matter. So if I snap this one back on, I do know this feels more like holding the actual phone itself. Which, if this is something you're actually looking for, fine. It's actually kind of cool how you can see those cameras going when it's actually trying to look for it. Anyway, getting off topic. It feels nice. I'm going to give him credit on that. It actually does feel nice in the hand. But this is not going to be a case that I'm going to be using every single day, because I need a thin case that's going to have some kind of protection. But also because this phone itself is so big. This is the XL version. If I gotten the smaller version, the regular size of the Pixel 4, I would probably be more inclined to use like a bulkier type case for added protection. But being that this phone is already so big to begin with, that using a case like this, the official one, is probably the sweet spot for me. But I do see myself using this case every once in a while if I just want to, just use something different. I can just use this case. Do I regret this purchase? I'm going to say no. But I do think if you're looking for added protection of your phone, this is probably not the phone for you, or the case for you. But if you do want a very, very thin case, and you don't really care about the protection part of it, you just want the case more for like a scratch protection, I would say, then yeah, get a case like this. But for me, honestly, I'm still going to go back to the official Pixel 4 case from Google. Plus, I just like how this cloth feels when you're holding it too. And yes, if you're wondering, or if you're going to be asking, yes, I do have a glass protector for this square lens modular, and I do have a screen protector on this. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Latercase. Though it was kind of odd that he did not, have them put at least a logo on the inside part. But nonetheless, it's very light. This feels almost nothing. Okay, I think this case is actually slightly heavier than this piece of cloth that came with it. But yeah, you know what? Just out of curiosity, yeah, this one is heavier. There is more material on this, honestly, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the Latercase. I like how it feels. But I would not say get this case if you want a high protection type of case, if that makes sense. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Latercase. Like always, have a good one. Leave those comments down below. And like always, have a good one. And make sure you hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. You know what? I'll use this for the weekend. Screw it, why not? What's the worst that can happen? Actually, I should probably end it here. There we go.